to support it. Let's continue this discussion with a member on the House Weaponization Subcommittee, Florida Congressman Greg Steube. It's good to see you, Congressman. We're 5 days away from a government shutdown, and the government appears to be following the McConnell, Schumer, Pelosi, Ryan model of ruling by emergency. They put off doing their job, you know the trick, all year long, that they should be putting together 12 spending bills known as regular order. Then they come up with these wasteful and pro-Democrat omnibus continuing resolution bills, and they tell their members, hey, you better vote for it. Nobody wants a shutdown. And then Americans pay a huge price. Congressman, does the GOP do they have the will currently to break this corrupt cycle?
Well, I certainly do, and there's a lot of members like myself that certainly do. And there was a lot of talk that we were going to do a stopgap funding that would cut discretionary spending by 26%, keep defense whole, keep VA whole, and with that would be H.R. 2, our border security bill. I don't know where that's at. I don't know why that hasn't been put on the floor. And you're right. Why did we wait until we got back from the August recess to start doing the appropriations process? Why didn't we go through this in June and July? A lot of these approps bills that we are now considering were passed out of the committee in June or July. So we've put ourselves, the leadership has put ourselves in a position where there's not a lot of choice. I can tell you this, my district supports shutting down the government if it means that we will get a more conservative bill that would cut spending, that would secure the border, that would do all the things that Americans put us in charge of the House to do those things. And the only stick that we have is spending. That is the tool that the House has to decide how we manage the federal government. We control the appropriations process. We control the purse strings. The founders of our government did it that way so that the House would have power by itself, even if the Senate was in Democratic hands and you had a White House that was against you. We have the power to do it. We need to stand firm for the American people.
Yeah, I mean, this voting for garbage bills put together by the top 4 lawmakers in Congress, that's got to end. It's costing us trillions of dollars that we don't have. Meantime, Congressman, the DOJ is offering to allow key officials in the Hunter Biden probe to testify before Congress. But, Congressman, no subpoenas have been issued for Hunter Biden himself. You know, at this point, under Democrat rule in the House, they had subpoenaed, what, Don Jr. 3 times by now?
Yep.
What good are committees and investigations and committees to investigating and inquiries as to whether the GOP will inquire about impeachments if none of it leads to stopping the Democrats' historic harm?
Yeah, I 100% support bringing in, at least start with Hunter Biden and then work your way up to Joe and depose him. We have an official impeachment inquiry. When you start the impeachment proceedings, bring in Joe Biden and ask him these tough questions. I agree with you 100%. That's something that we need to do. I know the strategy was to try to collect as much information before they did that, because you know that the other side, Hunter Biden and their lawyers, are going to try to fight that in court. But the longer you delay issuing that subpoena, the longer the court process is going to take. And the extension of this, I don't want it to be late this year, early next year before we're finally getting Hunter Biden in pursuant to a subpoena. The impeachment inquiry has been open. The speaker did that. Let's move forward, bring him in, start asking him tough questions. We have a litany list of evidence. We don't need any more. We got plenty, in my opinion, which is why I filed an article of impeachment against Joe Biden, 4 of them, from bribery to a long list of things that we already have the evidence of. It's already out there. I think we have enough to move forward.
Well, a lot of folks would agree. Mountains more evidence than there certainly was ever produced by the Democrats and the socialists against President Trump, and they impeached him twice. A lot of folks are wondering why Republicans don't want to get on the stick on this. Congressman Steube, thank you, sir. Appreciate the time as always. Lots more to cover on the Monday edition of the